Good morning, video games. Welcome to Filthy Casuals, a podcast about video games hosted by two very kind and extremely knowledgeable boys. Thank you very much for joining us. My name, well, it's Tommy Dasilo, and joining me, as per usual,
it's Ben Vanel here, and anyone watching on the video will notice we have DLSS 5 switched on for the episode.
Yes.
We're yassified.
We are yassified. Yeah, big story of the week. One of those stories that is kind of has invited a lot of controversy, but simultaneously, for whatever reason, has been ripe for some memes.
Oh, yes.
So I've seen a lot of activity online about this. Not even so much responses to it.
Right.
Just people making little jokes.
Yes, yeah. Which, hey, that speaks to something about what the actual controversy is, because it's one of those ones, and we see it more and more with technology and software and, advancements these days, where the people who are in charge of it and in charge of implementing it are completely disconnected to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And they just do not understand whatsoever that they look like and sound like a crazy person when they're advocating for this kind of stuff.
We really are at the point where, like, once a week, there's a story that you can attach the quote from, is it Jurassic Park? We were so excited by the fact that we can do it, we didn't stop to think whether we should do it.
Yes.
It literally is that. It's like you're constantly having this stuff forced down your throat that's like, check this out. And it's like, sure, okay, you can do that, but like, why would you?
Yeah. Who is that for, and what is the purpose of it? Yeah.
So if you haven't followed this story, we should give the context around it. So Nvidia unveiled a new, is it AI upscaling?
Oh, it certainly is.
It's AI.
Yes.
It's an upscaling thing that is, supposedly going to have all these benefits that, makes the lighting better and like makes the facial models look better and all this stuff.
And using less resources than just a graphics card.
Yes.
Like, obviously stuff like ray tracing and path tracing, they are things that are like, they're real. They require a real process to happen, and they require like a lot of RAM and a lot of, power from a video card. Whereas this is, as with most AI things, it's replacing actual work with simulated work.
Yeah, and I guess in theory, the idea of an AI program being able to upscale the graphics and make it look better without the need for the hardware could potentially be good.
I mean, theoretically, that sounds good, right?
It sounds like a thing where you go, okay, great, well, then that means that moves us towards the thing that I think a lot of people are interested in, maybe this idea of like not needing a console. The idea of the little grey box sitting under the TV feels like it's becoming more and more outdated. And if you don't need to be upgrading the box with a new chip in it, and the chips are being harder and harder to get.
Yes.
And this is all kind of happening in just a very internal way. Like the actual power can end up being infinite.
Yeah.
If there's no need to upgrade the hardware, and the AI can just get better and better at doing it. Theoretically, maybe that's good and pro-consumer. However, the examples that they rolled out of how this will look are god-awful. Like, it's not just like taking a footage of, something that looks like it's graphics of the Nintendo 64 and scaling it up to an environment that looks like it's on the PS5, and you go, wow, how impressive. They chose to use some examples from Resident Evil Requiem and the way that it's going to make... Like, focusing on getting it to do facial stuff is the wrong move. Because as you referenced before, the side-by-side of them, they look like different people.
Yes.
They look like that horrific yassified app. It's like changed the facial structure. The memes that have gone around are like, oh yeah, it's like trying to make, it's like making them look hotter.
Right.
Like it's fundamentally changing how the characters look, and how the characters have been designed to look.
Yes.
Is such a key part of like how the game feels, and all of that is very deliberate.
Yes.
So to just be like, yeah, now Grace has got a hotter jawline. It's just like, no, that's not what we want. Like, cool, yeah, maybe the reflection's looking more realistic, or the environments being more gloomy and atmospheric. The rain being more realistic.
Yep.
Cool, maybe all of that stuff does add up to the immersion, but it's like, yeah, we don't want Leon looking more like a daddy.
No.
Like, they've designed him to look the perfect level of daddy for the game.
I think, there's a couple of different sort of angles people are taking on this, and the defense from I think his name's like Jason Huang. I think he's the CEO of Nvidia, and other people sort of involved with the tech itself. They're saying like it's not changing the geometry of the models, as in like the meshes, the 3D models. It's applying simulated lighting and blah 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 blah. And the other side of it is every consumer, every regular ass person being like, it doesn't matter how you're doing it, the result looks bad.
Yes.
And whether it's bad because it's like making them hotter, or whether it's bad because it's just changing the artistic intent or overriding the artistic intent of the people who made the game. Either way, we don't like it. Doesn't really matter what the technical justification is.
I mean, and using a game that's just come out that looks fantastic as well, and that a lot of people would have like finished already. It's not. Yeah, you're looking at it and you're like, yeah, I've just played this game and I wasn't at any point going, God, I wish the light was hitting Grace's face in a different way. Like, you look at that side-by-side comparison and it's like, it's just stupid when people roll this stuff out and everyone goes, that looks worse.
Yes. And like,
sure, technically I'm sure under the hood it's doing more. Right. And yes, well done. We're all very impressed. Yes. But it doesn't look like more of a game that I want to play.
No, exactly. It's insane to think that Resident Evil 9 could have been improved. Like I felt like playing that on the PS5.
All of these cunts are little children running up to you with a little fucking crayon drawing that they've done.
Yes.
And you have to be like, yes, very good. We're really, really impressed that you did that.
Yeah.
In your head being like, that doesn't look like our house at all.
Why did you do that?
Yeah. I mean, you got to encourage them. You don't want to stifle the creativity.
Right.
I mean, I guess I'll put it on the fridge, but like... Fucking hell, it's not a good drawing.
No, I'd rather look at my actual house, honestly. I'd rather stand out the front and be like, oh yeah, that's what it's meant to look like.
What house is this kid looking at? Has this kid ever actually seen a house? That's the thing that all this stuff comes down to, is that like the people that are pushing this, it's like they're not consuming this stuff. Like once you are working in an industry like this, like you're not the one that it's for anymore. So your read on it is like completely off.
Yes. I haven't seen any of the video of it. I don't know if it's out there, if it was a more of an internal demo for like, people in the industry. But by all reports, it has that classic AI thing of kind of reinventing and regenerating everything frame by frame.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's even... Like, you can't even say, like, well, there is more detail on the face and, there's a more visible fucking jawline and there's, like, freckles. It's not like you're just getting more detail and the issue is it's different from the artist's intent. Apparently, it also doesn't work in motion.
Yeah.
Like, it has that jitteriness. It has that, like, dream feel almost that so much AI does.
Lighting is something that, like, if you work on anything like that, it's not as simple as just being like, well, here's the source of light. Bang, off we go.
Right.
Like, these developers have to do, like, these big tests where then it's like, oh, you know what? That's, even though it is in geographically, like, the right spot, it's not, when this scene's playing out, it's not hitting in the right way, or it's looking wrong, so we have to, like, move it or cheat it in this way. Like, as anyone...
Same with filmmaking, right?
Yeah. As anyone who has ever used any sort of semi-automated thing will know, you still are having to go through it. Like, I use a thing when I animate on Adobe Character Animator, which is like an automated lip sync thing.
Yes.
Which is like incredibly time-saving, not having to go through frame by frame and match up. So you basically, you draw all the different mouth. There's like a chart for the types of mouth sounds, shapes for each kind of like sort of vowel or sound. And so you draw them, you assign them in the program. So you have your like 10 of them and you like kind of rig up your puppet. And then you import a sound and it listens and it syncs it up. And it does, I would say, 85% of a great job. You still do have to go, even though it's automated and it's an incredibly sophisticated program, the kind of thing that they could have only dreamed about 20 years ago. It's such time-consuming, brutal work. And I know that there's people that still animate that go through and do it by hand. I do not have the patience for that at all. So it is handy for wanting to just churn out a little animation to chuck up on Instagram. But yeah, it's not like you just hit the button and it's done for you. You are still needing to go through and have, maybe like 5 bits out of it where you're like, oh, it's just missed that sound, or it's put the wrong one in there, or it's put a gap where there's not a gap, so I've got to extend that out. So this idea that like oh, you can just have this thing where you hit a button and then the game is going to look better.
Right.
I just don't think that, I can't really think of anything that we're there yet that is automated that still doesn't require at least a cursory glance over it from a human to make sure that the gaps are all there. So it's not like the workload is just gone. It might be lessened, but there still is always going to have to be, if you care about the quality of the product, there's still always going to have to be a human that looks over it and spends a bit of time going like, oh, fuck, they've actually made that thing is, wrong. And you see so many of these AI animation stuff online where it'll be like, I don't know, like the weird thing where it'll have like two models and they'll be kind of like merged into one, like they're a Siamese twin. At all of it, like things like that just give it away, or the classic one of like a person having too many fingers or whatever.
Yes.
It's like it still is doing stuff like that. So the idea that you can just hit a button and upscale the game and the graphics going to look better and lighting's going to be more realistic and perfect for the entire 10-hour campaign.
Right.
It just doesn't exist. Imagine just being in that like creepy basement of Resident Evil Requiem and then all of a sudden there's like a flashlight on that's just like completely destroys the mood and everything that they've gone for.
I mean, the creepy girl, the towering 8-foot tall monster just has like eyeliner.
Totally, yeah.
Buckle fat removal.
Yeah.
In some of the other examples, like the Grace one is the one that's kind of gone the most viral, but there were a few others. There was, I think, like an old grandma from from Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, yeah.
And like looks crazy. Like the sort of like they've just not detected wrinkles on a face properly.
Yeah.
So there's like cavernous wrinkles with dark shadows. But then people have pointed out they've added like a light source to the directly in front of the model.
Yeah.
So that there's no like actual physical light source that would provide that in the scene.
Yes.
It basically looks like someone sitting in front of a ring light. Someone like, and apparently, a lot of this stuff is trained on the most common, examples of photographs and videos on the internet. And a lot of that is stuff on YouTube where it's a content creator sitting front face to the camera, lights behind the camera.
Yeah.
And it just generates this very, it's that kind of sterile kind of corporate look.
That's a really good point. I'm just, as you're talking, I'm looking on their site. They've got like a scaler thing that you can do on two images. Yep. And it is literally exactly that. It's two scenes from Resident Evil Requiem and you can, sort of slide it across. Yeah. And it's just a light source that's not there. It's like here with Grace, you can sort of see the reflection in her eyes, and like with Leon, this is meant to be a nighttime, very moody, brooding scene, and then it's just like,
where is that
there's an
light?
extra, like a flashlight underneath him.
Yeah.
And like, I wonder if they were... I wonder if in kind of making Resident Evil Requiem be like the front and center of this announcement, if they've had to do that in conjunction with Capcom, if they've had to like get the
I can tell you,
rights to be able to use it.
Apparently, I just saw today there was a story saying that Capcom were completely blindsided by this.
Okay, that makes sense because again, it's like you're looking at it and it's like, no, someone probably spent months crafting that scene and being like, this is how it's meant to feel. This is what it's meant to evoke.
Yes.
This is it's at night. There's like something's going on over here that's lighting his face like that. Look how great that looks. And then it's like, no, what if there was a flashlight like there right in front of him? And it's better because you can see more of him and there's more light on him and there's more reflections. And it's like, well, now it's just a different scene.
Exactly. That does not line up with film obviously has had 100+ years of development on it, but like lighting and shadow is crucial to how you feel about a movie while you're watching it. Yeah. And it's no different in games, especially with cutscenes, but also in the way. Think about all the moody atmospheric locations in Resident Evil where, you're in a hospital ward or a lab and everything's gone down. There's a red light, it's illuminating half of the room, but it's creepy and it's dark. And there's so much intent in how stuff is lit. You can't just flip a switch and go, AI will understand this. Yeah. Because AI does not feel things when it consumes art.
Right.
Just can't get that.
This is awesome. I'm loving
It's crazy, right?
Going through all of these. Yeah, it's really it's fun to sort of like have a thing there and try and predict like how it's
Right.
going to look once you run the slider across it. And yeah, some of it like environmentally, like yeah, it does look a little better. It looks a little cleaner, but again, all of it is just like it's because you're changing the light source.
Right.
And like the developer could have gotten it to look like that if they wanted to,
Yeah.
if they'd chosen to have the sun at a different
Exactly,
point in the
right?
scene.
Yeah.
But they've wanted it to look like it's late afternoon.
Yeah. And so, yes, there was a response after this sort of initial furor. The head of Nvidia came out and basically said, "You're wrong. Gamers are wrong."
Yep.
I believe is the partial quote. And he goes on to use this language. I don't know if you can bring up that article that I've chucked in the rundown, Tommy. That he's quoted as basically saying like, "No, you don't get it. It's not like a, we're not changing the geometry. It's post-processing." And then he kind of goes on to make the distinction of like, it's not generative AI. It's something generative AI.
Right.
Which,
Well, first of all, they're completely wrong. The reason for that is because, as I have explained very carefully, he's mad.
Yeah.
DLSS 5 fuses controllability of the geometry and textures and everything about the game with generative AI. He added that.
So that's bad. We don't want that.
Yeah. He added that developers can still fine-tune the generative AI to make it match their style, adding that DLSS 5 adds generative capability to the existing geometry of the game, but that it doesn't change the artistic control. It's not post-processing.
It's not post-processing.
It's not post-processing at the frame level. It's generative control at the geometry level. All of that is in control, direct control of the game's developer. This is very different than generative AI. It's content control generative AI. That's why we call it neural rendering. Again, this is all just like... This is like, if you're having to come out and say all this stuff, it's like, we don't care.
Yeah, exactly. You're missing the point.
We just don't care.
Yeah.
Like, and again, at the end of the day,
You're missing the forest for the trees.
is this making the game any better? Is it
Right.
making it more fun to play? Is it making it more immersive? Like, I don't think it is. It's just making it look different.
Yes.
It might make and this is the debate that we're in of like how necessary is a new console generation when we're talking about like potentially having a PlayStation 6 within the next 2 years. Like,
Right.
do we care? Like,
Right.
do we need these like incremental little upgrades? Like, have we seen anything from this generation technology-wise that has led to the games feeling more immersive or more fun?
Right.
I don't think we have. I think we're seeing them look a little better, but it's not like the leaps from generations where things would look better. They led to the games feeling different. They
Yes.
led to you feeling like you were having a different experience generation to generation.
Yeah.
And even like going back and playing that Tomb Raider game from the PS3, that feels different. That feels different enough that it's
Right.
like there were things in that generation that had only just been added in, that now it feels like we've kind of moved on from.
Sure.
That game does feel like it's from a different era. But I would say from like the PS4 to now, I don't really feel like we're seeing anything at this stage that is making it feel like I'm having a completely unique experience. That
Yeah.
is, those unique experiences are coming from like developers finding fun ways to do new stuff.
Yeah.
But that's not with the toolbox that they've been given with the hardware.
No.
Just with their creativity.
That's right. And I would say that, if anything, we've seen a lack of creative advancement in AAA gaming.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
there have been some good AAA games, but they could have been made 10 years ago
Mm.
or 7 years ago. I feel like any kind of creative sideways thinking is coming from indie games that are obviously not reliant on graphics at all.
Yeah. The only
yeah.
thing I can think of that is truly using its hardware is something like a Donkey Kong Bonanza with the like smashing up of the terrain.
Yes.
And that's not even to say that that console is like just below a PS5 in terms of capability. So it's something that could have been done in the last, maybe even like a PS4 Pro, you might have been able to get away with it.
Yeah.
But in their ecosystem,
Yes.
that is a thing where it's like, okay, like tech-wise, hardware-wise, capability-wise, this isn't just a version of Mario that looks a bit better.
Right.
This is a like the strain that it is putting on the console of like being able to destroy every bit of terrain and the game remember that's all happened.
Yes.
Is unique to is unique to the capabilities of that console.
And the only reason that wasn't in the Switch one is because it's a handheld, and it did take time for them to like figure out how to make it cheap enough to get that power into a handheld console.
Yeah.
That power, like you say, has existed for a long time in other consoles.
Yeah.
We don't need to be using AI to reimagine how that works.
Totally.
And then there was another thing that you kind of touched on where potentially offloading this like requirement of power onto AI, it means that you personally don't have to have a better graphics card, a better console, a better PC. But what it has shown in the recent, history, we talked about this last week, AI companies are monopolizing and hoarding that existing tech for their computers, for their server farms, for their they are building these giant data centers and these giant kind of like computing factories where they're hoarding all of that technology. So it's still driving the price up for the consumer. It just is being used for other stuff. So the net result is still kind of bad, I think.
Anyway, at the very least, there was a lot of funny stuff online off the back of this story. But yeah, kind of. I mean, it is funny when these tech bros think that they're going to drop this story and people are going to fucking throw a parade in their honor, and then everyone's just like, we don't care. This looks bad and we don't care. By the way, we should say your dog is at our feet chomping on an ice block. If you've been able to hear a kind of crunching, crackling sound in the back of the recording.
Okay, now he's going to have zoomies.
Now he's sort of scared of the like patch of water that he's left on the ground from the ice block.
Yeah, and he's going to chew on the rug, I think.
Yeah. Good on him.
Boy, I mean, he's already... He's destroyed this rug, so as long as he doesn't destroy any of the cables controlling our tech setup, he'll be fine. Another little thing in AI Roundup, Square Enix is putting generative AI into Dragon Quest 10 or X, which is their online multiplayer version of the game. It's similar to what was in that game. I think it was called Where Winds Meet.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Where, they're using generative AI for NPCs and stuff to be able to like hold something approaching a more realistic conversation than just programmed dialogue. I mean, Square have been reportedly hugely into AI. That is probably one of the more acceptable uses. Again, it's not great for the environment and all that stuff. But it's interesting. I mean, if you sort of accept that this stuff is just like here and it's going to be in things, I think like it being used in these games that are sort of continuous, these like ongoing things, is the version of it where you can kind of go, I guess that makes sense. And if this game is sort of endless and it's meant to have this like people are meant to be on it forever, you want that team to maybe be able to like move on and work on other stuff. Right.
There is where it makes sense, all the live service kind of stuff as well. Selfishly, because it's like, I don't care about those games. Like, something about it does seem like it lends itself to that more than like it being used in like a 10-hour campaign to, come up with dialogue or whatever. It's like, why isn't someone doing that? But if the game is meant to be sort of endless, then it's like, well, at a certain point, if you're the sort of person that loves that kind of game, maybe you don't care as much. And maybe you do have to accept that like, that's what's going to be fed into it. I don't know.
Like you just can't pay someone to keep writing new dialogue for 10 years, essentially. And like, probably the person who wrote the original stuff doesn't want to just sit there and keep churning out that dialogue. They want to move on to a new project. So that's fine, but it is a bit of a slippery slope. And I can foresee in the future Square dropping a similarly crazy announcement to the Nvidia one and people being like, nah, that's too far.
So there was also a story during the week that Pokemon...
Does that end Unk AI rant?
Not quite.
Okay. Oh, yeah. This is kind of one of the most troubling ones of all.
We are in... The crazy thing is that, like, we're in the start of the movie. Like, we truly are in the, like... the movie that's set in like 2060, where the main character is like flashing back, and he's like, at first this was happening, and we all thought it was good. We literally are living.
We're at that segment from the Animatrix where it's like, how the robot uprising starts.
Right.
Yeah.
This isn't even the main story.
No.
This ends up being the 3-minute
Yes.
fucking prologue that's just all told through still photography or
That's right.
grainy flashback.
Yes.
So it's not even interesting enough to be the whole movie.
No.
That's the worst bit. This is the bit that's skimmed over in 5 seconds.
Yeah, this is the economy kind of started to suffer and a lot of people lost their jobs, but things were still kind of normal.
And what were you doing? I was podcasting. I was podcasting about it.
Yeah.
A story came out during the week that Niantic, who make Pokemon Go, among other things, there's a few other versions of that. There's a Pikmin one. There's there was a Harry Potter one.
That was the
for a
first
little
one
bit.
they did,
Oh, really?
I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So hugely popular game. Again, if you don't remember,
It swept the world.
it swept the world. It was a little app, and it would use real-time map data, and you would be able to see on a map there's a fucking Charizard up the street.
Yeah.
So you would go up the street, it would show up, you would sort of battle it, I guess, on the screen, and then you would catch it, and it was like a phenomenon. It was getting people out of their house. There were a lot of news stories about people's houses just randomly being assigned where a rare Pokemon was, and them seeing all these people out the front of their house.
Yes.
And having to get onto Niantic and go can you please take my house off the... I think it was doing it kind of random, or it would do it for big checkpoints.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what it was. It was someone's house that used to be a church.
Yeah,
so it
yes.
was using old data to
Yeah,
be
an old landmark. Yeah.
yeah.
Also, lots of news stories of children walking into the street.
All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There was a period there, and we might have listeners that are young enough that weren't really around for this, but it was you would be on a tram, and everyone on the tram would be on this app. It was, it was one of those things where early on it felt like there was a lot of benefit to it, getting people out of the house, getting people active, but then, yes, all those other side things came from it. Every now and then I'll see someone using it in public, but you really
same.
don't hear about it all that often anymore until now, when it's come out that that Niantic are they using it themselves, or have they sold the data?
I believe they've sold the data, haven't they?
The
Or
data...
they're kind of collaborating with another company.
Yes. In any case, that data is being used to train AI delivery robots.
Yes. Which is not a big thing here yet. I know in the States you have your Amazon drones that are delivering stuff. But as with all of the other nightmarish, futuristic things we've been talking about, this is just around the corner. And they are using possibly the largest global network of real-time map data, pathing data.
Yep. It's a new partnership with Coco Robotics.
Fucking hell.
That is real. That's like that's like a Sonic the Hedgehog kind of company name, which has developed an urban robot designed to deliver food through complex urban landscapes. With this collaboration, Coco Robotics will be leaning on Niantic's expertise in spatial AI and its visual positioning system, VPS, to further improve Coco Robotics' titular delivery robot, Coco, a fleet of around 1,000 flight case-sized robots built to carry up to 8 extra-large pizzas. Or 4 grocery bags deployed in Los Angeles, Chicago, Jersey City, Miami, and Helsinki. One of the biggest challenges Coco faces is that the GPS signal can be weak in cities where radio waves bounce off big buildings. That is very funny that they've had to sit down. How do you arrive at specifically the number of 8 extra large pizzas?
Well, we saw Pluribus. We saw what the drone could carry to Carol. So,
but I would say, I guess it would be rare that you would be, I don't know, I would say it's more likely to be 2 large pizzas, a 1.25 litre Coke,
and a garlic
bread. I mean, it's...
Maybe a chocolate mousse.
Yeah, is that what... a Streets Viennetta. Is that what the weight of 8 adds up to? I don't know. I would be saying it's more common that you're going to get a combo delivery than you're going to get 8 extra large pizzas being delivered.
Yeah, fuck. I mean,
just putting
party, but yeah,
putting a ninth one on the robot and it just buckles under the weight,
it topples. But this is pretty insane stuff. We've read big controversial stories about companies manipulating data, using social media data for politics, but basically going you walking down the street and catching a Clefairy, that's helped program these fucking delivery robots that they're doing it in a bunch of test cities, but I'm sure
Yeah.
if this is able to save companies money, this will roll out big time.
This is a banger of a quote. The promise of last mile robotics is immense, but the reality of navigating chaotic city streets is one of the hardest engineering challenges, said John Hankey, CEO of Niantic Spatial, an AI offshoot that Niantic founded in May 2025 via the company's blog. We are thrilled to be working with Coco Robotics as our first robotics partner and deploying spatial intelligence to help solve these challenges head on. Hankey also added that it turns out that getting Pikachu to realistically run around and getting Coco's robot to safely and accurately move through the world is actually the same problem.
Fucking hell.
Is this like if we are in some sort of Terminator scenario?
Yeah.
And you know, it like at the moment it does feel like it's not as simple as just like in that film. It's just like there's one moment. There's like there's one thing that they do with Skynet that he has to go back and stop.
Yeah.
With us, it's like fuck. Where do you start? Like which one do you pick? Like do you literally go back to the first people using Pokemon Go and you just have to be like don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't go out into the streets. It's a trap.
Yeah,
it's a ploy.
Yeah, who do you go back in time to kill? There's too many of these fucking CEOs.
Yeah, that time machine is fucking working overtime.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. You don't need to go back in time and get yourself a little holiday in the mix there just to... Yeah, there's too many people. Because you take out one guy, it's like, well, that doesn't...
Yeah,
then he becomes a hero.
Yeah,
then he becomes like, you
the
know...
VP steps up and is like, well, I'm going to, continue the legacy of John Robot Lover.
But yeah, I mean that truly like a headline that you couldn't write as a joke 3 years ago.
No, absolutely insane. Pikachu has allowed the end time to come about via robots.
I mean, it is kind of it's kind of crazy because it's like it's already using map data.
Yeah,
like the idea that it's not like they needed an extra element.
Yeah.
In 2020, Pokemon Go added a feature called Field Research, which rewarded players for taking photos and scans of their surroundings in exchange for items and rare Pokemon. Players would need to opt into this, and it is clearly signposted. However, whether they understood the implications or not, Niantic has always been open about building databases based on player data. Players helped feed Niantic data that was later used to train fast food delivery robots. So I wonder, so this was like...
It's in the T's and C's.
But this, I wonder how much of this was always the plan versus like, let's just file this just in case. Like, this will be handy if we ever do need it.
Right.
Or whether the goal for them from the start was, I mean, I imagine it's a bit of both. Like, they were like, Pokemon's a hugely popular property. This app will make us a lot of money and be really fun for users.
Yeah.
And the added benefit is we just will have all this data that we'll be able to sell at great profit somewhere down the line.
Oh, God. Has anything good happened in the past 7 days?
I got up to a new area in Pokemon Pocopia.
Oh, yeah? How much data did you have to provide?
What else have we got here? Oh, yeah, there was a little software update to the Switch 2 hardware.
Yes.
This is a really cool feature.
Yeah.
You can now turn on a thing that if you're playing Switch 1 games in handheld mode, it gives it a boost and it basically is displaying it at the resolution that it would display at if it was docked.
Right.
So some games were able to hit 1080p on the Switch 1. In handheld, they would be 720.
Right.
I don't have the best eye for this kind of stuff. There's not too many games that I would play in handheld mode on the Switch 1 where I felt like it was a significant downgrade from being up on the TV.
Sure.
I mean, there were games that were just looking very muddy, like even docked towards the end of the Switch life. So I never really, if I was noticing it on the handheld, it's because I was also noticing it on the TV. It's not like I was ever aware of a big gap. However, a lot of people have a cleaner eye than me. And I've seen a lot of stuff online of people testing this out and being really impressed by how smoothly those games now, the ones that haven't had a specific like Switch 2 upgrade to them.
Yes.
I personally have not tested this out yet just because I went to and I don't have any Switch 1 only games still on my hard drive.
Yeah.
So I went to download a couple and just didn't get the chance to fire them up. But it is a cool feature.
Yeah. And then this other thing that I just saw this morning and has not been anywhere nearly as widely reported, is that due to It's something about like tech repair laws in the EU that. Because the headline was like Nintendo producing new model of Switch, and I was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" And basically, they're producing a model where you can replace the batteries yourself, which is massive.
Yeah,
like that's the kind of thing that, and I wonder if that'll have to be brought in for things like the iPhone and Samsung, like all of those. Yeah.
I mean, that is the main thing that makes you. Like, when it comes to me looking for a new phone, the main motivator is, like, the battery on this one is just shot because I've had it for 5 years.
Yes.
We are at a point with phone upgrades where the stuff they're adding, I'm like, it's not really... The camera's a little bit better.
Yeah.
And it, can play better games on it, but I don't play games on it. Like, I don't really care one way or the other. But then when you do get a new phone and you haven't upgraded for a few years, you're like, fucking hell, this thing's just lasting for days. This is great.
Yeah.
No, instead of getting to 2 PM and having to fucking plug in like your life depends on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would be good. I don't know that. I mean, the Switch 2 battery is like, it's very minimal, especially if you're playing something like Donkey Kong Bonanza. It already does not last particularly long.
Right.
I don't know that I ever really noticed on my Switch the degradation of the battery beyond, if I was getting on a long flight. I'm like, this isn't going to last the whole flight anyway. So it's not like I was ever in a position where I was noticing it dramatically having worn down over the time that I had it. It is also very dependent on what games you're playing on it as well. But yeah, I mean, if that is a thing that you're noticing, and it definitely is happening. Being able to just get a little upgrade.
Go down the store, buy a new little battery pack.
Yeah.
So it's like lithium ion batteries across the board apparently have to be replaceable, which is great. Because those are the ones that, like, if you do use them for, 5, 6, 7 years, they are the ones that can like swell in the heat, they can explode, they can leak battery stuff. So
I wonder if Nintendo, I think in the past were pretty good about, like, if you had an issue with something, you could send it off.
Yeah.
I wonder if they were doing that for the Switch. If you'd had like a day one Switch 1 for 7 years or whatever, if the battery was completely fucked, I wonder if they were doing that. That you could send it in and get the battery replaced.
I'm not sure because they would do it for defects and stuff.
Yeah,
but if it's just wear and tear, I think I still have my day one Switch. So. Maybe I'll see how it goes.
Just send it out there and get a refurb.
Send it out there and get a fucking brand new one.
What else have we got here? There's a bit more AI stuff. Crimson Desert. AI.
Yeah.
Slay the Spire 2 using MS Paint. Placeholder images in early access.
Yeah. So, and this happened with Claire Obscure. The AI images that they were caught using. Their explanation was, well, they were placeholder images for during the development process.
Yep.
They were always intended to get replaced. But yeah, I think the way that Slay the Spire 2 has approached this is so much better because, and I didn't really notice it at first, it's not in gameplay. Like all the animations for the enemies and the attacks and the cards, they're all fine. They're done. But in your sort of timeline upgrade tree, you will occasionally kind of like click on a little upgrade after you've, killed X number of enemies using whatever card. And it'll kind of reveal, and literally it's like, most of the screen, it's a big rectangle and it'll just be an MS Paint drawing, like an outline of like a big whale kind of talking to a little stick figure.
Yeah.
And it says like, placeholder in like little text over it. And I just thought, yeah, I'd rather that.
yeah, totally.
It's funny to see it. It doesn't ruin the game for me.
Yeah.
If you're going to...
And it does show you that a person was working on this
exactly
in an incredibly rudimentary capacity. So that's the new move. If you're a corporation, get the AI to generate a fake MS Paint, get it to generate something in a way that looks like a person was working it out in a rough capacity.
No, they're gonna bloody scan this episode. They're gonna find that tip and they're gonna start doing it.
Kirsten Dunst has been casting Minecraft 2.
Yeah.
We also didn't talk about how they revealed that Donald Glover is the voice of Yoshi in the Mario Galaxy movie.
Yes.
And Wart, the bad guy from Mario Brothers 2, is in it, voiced by the great Louis Guzman.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yeah, the Paul Thomas Anderson universe and the Mario universe are crossing over.
Yep.
But, I mean, I still haven't seen Minecraft.
Me either.
But it was the biggest movie of last year.
Yeah, I should throw it on.
Yeah, I think, because people were not that harsh on it. Like, they were like, yeah, it's a good kids film.
Yeah, I think it classically bad reviews from critics,
Yes.
just being like, "What the hell is this?"
Yes.
But yeah, kids.
What is Chicken Jockey?
Exactly, kids
Yeah.
loving it. And yeah, parents who got dragged along being like, could be a lot worse.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like people felt the same about the Mario movie. Like,
Yes.
not a good film by any stretch, but hey, some fun colors.
Yes.
Some fun stuff to look at.
Yeah, yeah. Another Jack Black $1 billion hit.
I know. This obviously is very weighted towards my algorithm, but I cannot believe, I can believe, they are doing
just don't like.
so much press for so much promo for the Mario Galaxy movie.
Yes,
like,
yes.
That Donald Glover casting thing was part of a direct for the movie that they had about 2 weeks ago or something. I'm just they're rolling out so many little like clips and spots and like they are going hard on the promo for this movie.
Yes.
Because the first one made $1 billion.
Yeah.
And they're hoping that they'll do it again. So it
That's
makes
right.
sense.
I think they will.
It is. It's definitely. It seems like they've thrown everything into it. There are so many different little things from all the different little games, and visually, it seems like there's so much going on. So it does seem like the sort of film that is like easy to do so much promo for because like. It just seems like every little thing in the movie is going to be in there for 5 seconds.
Right,
And they're
right.
on like a different world here and there's a different character here.
Yes.
So there's so much stuff that you can pull for like a 3-second little Instagram clip or whatever.
Yep.
But,
Bigger cast, like you say, Donald Glover, Brie Larson's in it. Like,
Yep.
yeah, a bunch of extra characters. I presumably they'll do a third one, like unless this somehow tanks. But yeah, I wonder what's left. I
Well,
wonder what's left in the tank.
Unless he's in it, I really do think that the kind of end credits thing, similar to how they sizzled Yoshi at the end of the first one, unless we see them in the film, I think we're going to get a little tease of Wario.
Oh, true.
Which will fuck me off that I then have to wait like 4 years to see the great man up on the big screen.
Yeah, because when Bowser Jr., he hasn't been in it yet, has he?
He's in this one.
He's in this one.
He's
right.
like the main baddie in this one.
Okay, yeah.
So
I thought
people keep thinking. I mean, we're seeing Wart for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Why aren't we getting Wario? People
Yes.
seem to think that that's going to be like the little secret that he's in the movie.
Yeah.
But it does seem weird that they would not be promoting that. Like,
Yeah.
they're promoting the fucking Honey Queen and like all these other
Yeah.
random ass little bad guys from the Pikmin are in it.
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm looking forward to this movie. It looks like a real treat.
Yeah. And yeah, fuck. I guess you're right. Wario is movie 3.
Yeah.
Oh, who would they cast as Wario?
Does seem like a bit of a bummer that Donkey Kong doesn't seem to be in this one.
Yeah.
Because he was good in the first one.
He was great.
And it was a good Seth Rogen performance.
Absolutely.
Bit of a shame.
I mean, Seth's probably busy
Yeah, true.
making the studio season 2.
of the
Yeah.
studio and having to do a lot of rewrites at the last minute.
Yes. Yes.
Is this the in memoriam section of the podcast?
Yeah. Well,
Does Catherine O'Hara cross over into any video games? I
Oh.
don't think so.
Home Alone video game, probably.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay.
R.I.P. to a real one.
Yeah.
Loved her work.
Yep. One of the greats.
Something that I've been loving
Yes.
is the work of, I forget what the development company is called, but whoever made, it's a guy. It's one dude.
I'll
It's like
Google it for you.
Christopher Borgia or something. The creator of Esoteric Ebb. Now, this game's been out for a little bit.
Christopher Bodegaard.
That's it. So, yes, developed by Christopher Bodegaard.
Yep.
This is a very interesting game. I'm loving it so far. I'm fucking addicted to it. Basically, the elevator pitch is, what if Baldur's Gate 3 Disco Elysium?
Do you want to hear my elevator pitch?
Yeah.
What if there was a little box that could take you to the top of a building quicker than the stairs?
I've never heard that before.
Has anyone done that?
I-
Have I just invented the new, why don't they make the ball plane out of the black box?
Oh, fuck. You'd think like a Mitch Hedberg would have done that as a one-liner.
Yes!
Yes! I think that's a brand new joke.
April 7 to 19 at the Cooper's Inn. Get your tickets now at TommyDassolo.com.
Only if you just say that over and over again for 55 minutes. Fuck.
Oh, yes.
Sometimes you just strike gold. You're fucking around in all that rock for a while and then, there's a little glimmer. There's a little glimmer. Were you too busy thinking that up to listen to my elevator pitch?
Honestly, yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
I was thinking it up is a stretch. It just it truly was like God himself just appeared in front of me.
A bolt of lightning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3
Yep.
meets Disco Elysium.
Gotcha.
So it is very much a D&D game. Like it heavily uses the typical stats.
Mm-hmm.
But it uses them in the way that Disco Elysium did. So you're this cleric. You wake up in a morgue in this town called Tolstad. It's goblins and demons and very, very Baldur's Gate 3. Great kind of fantasy world with a bit of kind of, humor and character to it.
Yep.
You are tasked with solving who blew up the tea shop, which is almost more of a fairy tale kind of, a bit more lighthearted than your Baldur's Gate saving the universe kind of thing.
Yep.
And then the way that you kind of work through clues, talk to people, interact with the world is entirely based on your stats. And it is your classics. It's your dexterity, your charisma, your strength, your constitution, your intelligence, your wisdom.
Yep.
And that's probably it.
I've been very interested in this mostly because of the art style. I love how Disco Elysium looks.
Yes.
And still on my list to play more of that someday. Baldur's Gate, I was enjoying all of the stuff about it. The design of it is good, but the art style is a little, I guess fairly safe.
Yes.
This is like a kind of cool 2D line art.
Yes.
Sort of pastel.
Yes.
Sort of it looks like an animated show. Yeah.
Exactly. It looks but kind of cartoonish, but in a good way.
Yep.
There's a lot of detail and the
very
proportions.
comic booky.
Yeah. Yes. Very graphic novel. Very Sable.
Yep.
Very Saga was the comic I was trying to think of.
Oh yeah, sure.
Has that kind of vibe. That
Yes.
kind of fantasy world, but kind of a bit more detail, a bit more charm to it than your average game.
Mm-hmm.
I love how it looks.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. It's gorgeous. The sort of UI and the animation, the presentation is very fluid, very cool, very comic-y. But then, it basically in your head, same as Disco Elysium. Louis.
Just to make it clear for anyone at home, just trying to predict any issues that I have in the edit. If it seems like there's weird jumps, it's because I'm editing out bits where Louis is cracking the shits.
Yes.
And Ben's having to reprimand him.
That's right. Of going, please be quiet.
Daddy's working.
Yeah. But yes, so the way that it approaches sort of the problem solving, combat, talking to people, it's basically that each of those stats, your charismas, your strength, they're kind of personified by a voice in your head.
Yep.
And so often, even when you're sort of just investigating something, you're reading a book, maybe strength will pipe in and have a view on that. Maybe wisdom will throughout, interacting with quest items or people or looking at stuff or trying to traverse an area. Mm-hmm. You will have to go through that dialogue in your head. There'll be a back and forth, and then sometimes there'll be a skill check. So very similar to Baldur's Gate, very similar to Disco Elysium. The main thing that I'm loving about it is it's really well written. Mm-hmm. It's really, really well written. It's really intriguing. All these kind of quests kind of pop up and expand, and while you're following that main sort of quest line, you're sort of navigating the world as well, where there is currently an election pending, and you have these different groups. There's the Free Striders that are kind of the Workers' Party. Mm-hmm. You have a Nationalist Party. You have the Anarchists. And so in that way as well, it crosses a lot over with Disco Elysium, which was very much sure, you can use your stats to solve problem and stuff, but kind of what you're figuring out as you play the game is who are you as a character?
Yep.
And what do you actually want to do to this world while you're existing in it?
Yep.
And it's just, it's very well written. It's funny without being that classic gaming.
Funny how? It's a clown? It's just here to amuse you?
No, just you're the way you were telling the story. It was kind of, it was kind of funny. But yeah, it is like a breath of fresh air. It is actually like quite funny to play through it. And then yeah, all the kind of like different areas, they're quite like very beautifully illustrated. You've got, you know, divided loyalties, who do you want to side with? All of that stuff is kind of constantly happening as you explore what is initially like a small-ish world. It's not as crazy as Baldur's Gate 3 where you're kind of thrown into this giant area in the middle, in the beginning, and then as you continue through, it just gets bigger and bigger and more expansive. As far as I can tell, it's a bit more like Disco Elysium where it's like there's this city and the longer you play, the more you'll uncover about it. But I'm fucking loving it.
Sounds sick.
It's really, really fun. Very intelligently written. Like, it doesn't have the sort of dumbed down nature that sometimes video game stories can have.
Yep.
And I think because it has that investigation element as well, it's got to be up there. It's got to be smart. It's got to be on your par with, you know, stuff like the Golden Idol games.
Well, I think a game like this, it really does. It's like the game that you make if you are like perhaps like more of a writer than a developer.
Yes.
Because you can't rely on the feel of the gameplay,
right?
Like how this character feels to like move around the world.
Yes, if I didn't say it's isometric, it's basically point and click.
Point and click, yeah. So it's kind of If you're someone that really wants to like, try and replicate the feel of like playing Mario 64 for the first time, then you're really getting into the weeds of like the mechanical,
the physics,
and the trial and error of how all that works.
Yeah.
But if that's not the kind of way that your brain goes in terms of developing a game, if you are more about like, I want to write dialogue. I love writing dialogue. I love writing story.
And presenting the player with a series of choices.
Yeah.
Like, that is the game. It's what do you want to do? What impact do you want to have in all of these varying scenarios?
This is the format that is more like suited to that style of thing. Whereas so it stands to reason that like it's pretty rare that you play one of these games that's got like writing to the level of like a Mario game where like nothing is really happening and the dialogue is like, let's go over here now.
Fuck, I would love to see the mod.
Yeah, me too. The person who's like, makes a game, like loves this style of game, but has no flair for world building or character or dialogue whatsoever.
Oh, man.
It's like, bro, you should have learnt physics. You should have learnt coding.
Yeah.
This format is not for you.
Oh, God, yeah. It should have been a shooter. Maybe that'll be my next project. It should have been a shooter.
Should have been a shooter.
But it like visually it's great. I love the sound design's great. The music's really cool and vibey. Yep. Yeah, the color palette's awesome. Like there's this sort of like undercity or like this sort of like I forget what it's called, like the passage, the pillar, there's this kind of hub bit where you can move up and down from like the main city towards the city underneath the city. And it's all like purple stone and very cool. Just great aesthetically. And it's like a great book. I'm fucking turning every page. I just like last night I was like, I'll put in half an hour before bed, and 90 minutes later I'm like, fucking hell, I'm bloody falling asleep in my chair.
I'm turning those pages.
Absolutely. But yeah, it has that really fun thing of a Disco Elysium where it's not all kind of like centered around building up to the big battle at the end of the act. It is this conversation that you get into where it's like, oh fuck, this is like the head of the city, and if I can't persuade him that I need to be able to access this, then I'm gonna have to go about this an entirely different way. And it just feels really crucial, and you're hanging on the dice roll. It's it's really, really good. I can see this being a Game of the Year contender for me.
Interesting. Yeah, I want to check this out. I kind of, even though it's like heavily mouse operated and everything, I am just at the moment for the last little while, I don't know what it is, I'm really not feeling being in front of the PC.
Yeah.
I would love this to come out on a Switch 2.
Yes.
I don't know if there's any word of that. I bet if I buy it on Steam, it'll be announced like the next day.
Yes. So do everyone else a favor, Tommy.
Yeah.
But you can walk around just using the arrow keys.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure how, I guess, just like on a console, I assume proximity to stuff. You walk up to someone and you press a button, and rather than just like mousing over them and being able to choose like talk or look at or whatever.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure they could figure it. You hold down right trigger and you choose an option. I could see it being ported to console relatively easily.
Yep.
But yeah, fuck, I'm loving this game. I highly
Cool.
recommend it. If you have ever liked any of those games I mentioned in relation to it, or your detective games, your Rise of the Golden Idols, it's fucking great. I'm loving it so far. I'd love to get more people playing it.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I'm keen to check it out.
Nice.
Have you been playing anything else?
I also did play the demo of Zero Parades for Dead Spies, which is the next game from the Disco Elysium developers / company that owns the rights,
Sure.
I guess.
This cunt loves to point and he loves to click.
Louis, I think, attacking his bowl.
Nice.
It is very similar to Disco Elysium.
Yep.
It has a very much the same approach where it has the sort of different aspects of like psychological, what would you call it? Factors.
Yep.
Characteristics, I guess. You are a spy whose partner or your contact, you turn up in this city. Your contact is unresponsive. You have to search the body and you have to search the town and figure out what the mission was and what to do next.
Cool.
And it has a similar look to Disco Elysium, but it is slightly different. It's more kind of scribbled and drawn rather than the painterly, the big sort of oil paint swaths. But has the same vibe. Character models are very similar. The entire approach is very similar. And I still think it's good. Like, I know it's not the same, head writer or the same lead developers, but it's a really fun point-and-click detective game.
The juice is in there.
It's got juice. So, yeah, I love the demo, and
Cool.
I'm very keen for the full game.
Nice.
Even though I'm crossing the picket line or whatever it is.
Yeah. I'm still just really hammering Pokemon Pocopia. It is truly the first, cozy game that I've gotten fully sucked into in the sense of, actually loving the coziness of it.
Right.
I really like picking it up and just pottering around. I'm loving that it's got such a clear sense of progression.
Yeah,
there is something for me to do, but I am really enjoying just the busy work nature of it. And I've been quite busy, so I'm liking sitting down and having something that there's not really any friction to.
Yeah.
There's no combat. There's no it literally just is even the progression is just different versions of now you need to go and make this.
Right.
And you need to warp around to whatever area. I'm on you unlock the second two sort of simultaneously. So I've done both of them. Oh no, I've done one of them to completion and I'm now onto the one that stems off of that. And then I'm sort of wrapping up. So I've got access to 4 areas at this point.
Right.
I'm not sure how many there are total, but I just really like that you go into these new biomes and you don't know what, they're all very unique from one another. So that's very exciting. When you get to that, you unlock that next area and you're like, oh, I wonder what's going to be in this. The one thing about it that is annoying that someone mentioned in our Discord and I agree with is that you have you have limited storage on yourself. You can make these little storage containers where you can put all your stuff. You have no way of, none of that's centralized, and you kind of have no way of quickly looking at what storage box in which area has what things in it.
Yeah,
so
that's
if all of a
annoying.
sudden you get to a bit where you need 10 of this, you know that you've picked it up at some point and offloaded it, but it's fuck, which one in which area did I put that?
Yeah.
So if they could patch in a thing where you could just look at all of your storage lockers and see in which area you have to. I mean, at the end of the day, it just means you teleport around and you kind of look and then but it is a little bit, it's got so much more kind of quick quality of life stuff over something like an Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
That it is weird that there's just this one element that is kind of bothersome, and it doesn't feel like it's in a way where oh, that's part of the game. You have to play it at this pace. It's just a little annoying.
Yeah. It'd be better if it was just a global storage that you access through each box
you unlock things that you can fly around and you can fast travel. So it does have things that are meant to make the actual, you can build little roller coaster things that transport you around quickly. So it does have enough systems in it for time saving. But then it's just got this one thing that feels very archaic that is you have to. I could also see that being kind of a deliberate thing where they're just hey, all the rest of it's fairly easy.
Right.
If this is the one challenging thing, then fuck you.
Yeah. Maybe you should just organize your shit better.
Yeah, get good
Yeah.
at organizing.
Yeah.
Well, do we want to do a quick wrap up of RE9, or do we want to save that for next week?
Maybe we save it for next week.
It would be fun to spend a bit of time on it. I don't want to have to
Yeah.
rush through it. Maybe let's make this our kind of fair warning.
Yes.
You've now finished Resident Evil 9.
Yes.
So next week at the end of the ep, we'll do a bit of an in-depth spoiler chat.
Yep.
We'll kind of go through the plot beats and we'll go through the areas because there is a lot to talk about.
Absolutely,
I think,
there is.
in the game.
Let's do
Later on, getting specific about the things that it does.
Let's do one of our classic. Put up a post on Patreon.
Oh yeah,
And leave your thoughts, and we'll also talk about those in the spoiler review.
leave your thoughts like on the specific
Yeah.
beats of stuff that's
Yes.
happening because we will go in depth on the game.
Yeah. That's right. Because, that'll be fun. I'd love to hear what the patrons think of that. Speaking of which, patreon.com/filthycasualspod. Get on there. You get access to our Patreon page where you can leave comments
Yes.
on that post or the mailbag posts.
Yep.
We do a monthly mailbag episode. We do a special zone every month. And we do a bonus episode every goddamn week.
We do. In fact, we're about to do one right now.
That's right.
So get on there, support the show. Thanks to everyone who does that. Come and see me at the Comedy Festival, April
Yes.
7 until 19 at the Coopers Inn. Tickets are at tommydaslow.com. Thank you very much for listening. We'll see you next time. And as we say here at the end of every episode, let's just turn on DLSS upscaling. Thank you for listening to Filthy Casuals.